All right, let's get right into it. You know, introverts, they can be some of the most loyal, thoughtful people you'll ever meet. But man, trying to figure out if one of them actually likes you, it can feel like you're trying to solve some impossible puzzle. Well, today we're going to crack that code together.
So, yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? They're not exactly going to give you the obvious signs, the loud declarations or grand gestures. So, how can you be sure? That's exactly what we're breaking down right now.
And this really gets to the heart of it. If you're out there looking for the typical signs of attraction, all the big flashy stuff, you're going to miss it completely. It's almost like we have to learn a whole new language to understand what they're saying.
So let's officially start our investigation into what I like to call the introvert mystery. We're about to dive deep into the very subtle, very quiet world of introverted affection.
Here's the most important thing to remember. The evidence is there, it's just not where you'd normally look. It's kind of hidden in the quiet moments, the subtle little actions, and these really meaningful gestures that are so easy to overlook if you don't know what you're looking for.
So let's get to our first major clue. And trust me, this one's a big deal. It's all about what an introvert actually chooses to share with you. Because for them, sharing is a massive act of trust.
I just love this metaphor. I mean, think about it. Their real thoughts, their feelings, their passions, it's all kept in a locked diary. Most people, they never get a peek inside. So if they hand you the key, you really need to pay attention.
So when they start telling you about their childhood or their secret fears or even just some silly personal story, what they're really saying is, I feel safe with you. And for an introvert, feeling emotionally safe, that is the absolute foundation for any kind of deep connection. And it's funny, right? Because these things can seem so simple on the surface. A song recommendation, inviting you to see their workshop, that's not small talk. Not at all. It's a very deliberate invitation into their private world. It's their way of saying, hey, this is me. I want you to get me.
Okay, on to our second set of clues. This one revolves around an introvert's most precious resource, their energy. Seriously, where they choose to spend it tells you everything you need to know.
Let's just quickly define this idea of social energy. Think of it like a phone battery, okay? For an introvert, social stuff drains that battery, and it drains it fast. So they guard that energy like it's treasure, and they only spend it on people and things that truly matter to them.
So if they choose to have a quiet coffee with you instead of going to that big party, that's not them settling. That's a promotion. You are the main event. It's a very intentional choice that says you are worth their valuable, very limited energy.
And hey, that investment isn't just about time. Introverts are amazing observers. They're the ones who'll remember that you like your coffee a certain way or notice that tiny shift in your mood. These little acts of service, like sending you a link they think you'll find useful, that's their love language. They show they care. They don't just say it.
And please don't underestimate the power of them reaching out first. An introvert almost never engages in pointless small talk. So that random text or that meme they sent you, that took effort. It was a conscious choice to reach out, and it is a crystal clear signal that you are on their mind. Let's move on to our third category of clues, and you can see how this is all building on itself. This is where we look at the things they can't always control, those little nonverbal signals and emotional tells that kind of give the game away. So the trick here is to stop listening so hard for flirtatious words and start watching their actions. A lot of times, their true feelings just leak out through their body language, even when they're trying their absolute best to play it cool. Think of this as your practical checklist. Are they holding eye contact just a split second longer than normal? Do you catch these little soft, private smiles that are aimed just at you? And that nervous energy, the fidgeting, or that kind of cute awkwardness, that is not a sign of disinterest. It is very often the exact opposite. Now, this one is super subtle. They will almost never, ever cause a scene or confront you about talking to someone else. But you might notice them get a little bit quieter. Maybe they withdraw just a tiny bit. It's a small shift, but it's a huge signal that they care deeply and feel protective of the connection you two have. All right, let's get to the final clue, and honestly, this might be the most powerful one of all. This is the ultimate tell. This is the moment where the whole mystery just reveals itself. This transformation is literally everything.
In a group, yeah, they might be the quiet observer in the corner. But when it's just the two of you, do they suddenly become talkative, open? Do they show you their goofy side? That contrast is the single biggest sign. It means they're showing you the person they reserve only for the people they trust the most.
So if we boil all of this down, here's the main takeaway. Stop looking for fireworks and start looking for the steady, quiet glow. Their affection is shown through consistency, through trust, and through quiet action, not grand declarations. And here's a definition just to lock all this in for you. Introverted affection is sincere. It's deep. It's built on a foundation of trust, and it's shown through quiet, consistent effort. It's a slow burn, not some sudden explosion.
So just take a second and think back. If you've been nodding along this whole time, recognizing a bunch of these signs in your own life, well, the odds are very, very high that that quiet person you've been wondering about feels something really special for you.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. After going through all of these clues, which quiet sign have you noticed the most?